London leads hundreds of thousands of new homes, and a lot of those need to be for rent. We think PRS has got a big role to play because it can build quickly, it can build good quality accommodation, and it can give people a lot more security in purpose-built rental than they otherwise get in rental that just happens to land on the marketplace.
Delegates' current residential investment programme has a pipeline of about 5,500 units. 1,500 of those are built and operational here at East Village. We've got another 1,000 under construction and another 3,000 or so in various stages of the planning process.
We have 3-year ASTs as our default, and in those ASTs the landlord has no permission to break within that 3 years, albeit our residents can break. They can give 2 months notice at 6 months at any point, so it gives that flexibility that residents want.
We've got quite a diverse range of customers. We have a number of families. Our youngest tenant is 19 years old and our eldest is 69. So we have a diverse customer group, which for us works very well because that's the base of creating a real community within the building.
We focus very much upon not only providing good quality accommodation, but actually the service proposition is very important to us. So there's a real emphasis on providing very good, high quality communal areas, so lounges and gyms, etc. But also what we think is very important is our offer is a single payment, and that includes not only the rent, but also utilities, high quality broadband, so it's a one-stop shop.
We're on site at Vantage Point, which is formerly Archway Tower, and it's Essential Living's flagship scheme, which is opening in June this year. It comprises of 118 units, a mix of studios, 1-beds and 2-beds. Great thing about a build-to-rent product like this one here is that it's been designed and built specifically with renters' needs in mind. That means that in every single Essential Living building, we've considered everything across the supply chain, the design of our buildings, the construction of our buildings, and eventually the operation of our buildings to deliver a specific service level to our end customer. We're quite fortunate that we've actually got a pretty strong pipeline of 1,900 units currently, which we'll be delivering by 2020.
Investors are now really getting hold of PRS as an investment opportunity. We call it build to rent, but the opportunity to procure, build and manufacture assets in British cities that are fit for purpose is very much upon us. Investors can see the opportunity. There's a huge mismatch between supply and demand, and I think that's very much the future for British cities for the 21st century.
As we all know, the housing crisis is a crisis of lack of supply. We're just not building enough homes in the nation as a whole, and that problem is particularly acute in London. PRS, it seems to me, is one of the sources of supply that could be increased with the right policy stimulus. And in my view, therefore, we should be doing everything possible to stimulate increased supply of PRS, particularly in London, but also in the country as a whole.
Well, we think there's a very big potential role for PRS because we know there's a lot of long-term financial institutional interest in residential in London. We think that's a great way to get more building for PRS. We also think it's a particularly good way to get long-term accommodation built of very high standards. So we think it's got a really tremendously important role to play.